Decryption handshake is unstable. You may experience visual artifacts. Gen 10 pilot detected. Initializing simulation. Simulation mode is attrition.
Boy.
Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. Now today I want to give a bit of a different video. Titanfall 2 is coming up in 10 days at the time of recording this, and yeah, so I've not been able to play it at all because the tech test didn't come to the PC because they didn't want spoilers. Which okay, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. But I still would have liked to have played it. And there's not been to any of the events either. Nothing like that. But I've been thinking a lot about it, and I've had some ideas. The main one really is that I quite like the idea of, if Respawn were to introduce new or more Titans into the game, because they've got 6 already, 2 of each weight class. You've got heavy, medium, and light, or Ogre, Atlas, and Strider, and I've just come up with what I think would be good ideas, I guess. The first one would be like a Strider variant, and it's basically the Arc Titan from Titanfall 1. If any of you have played the Frontier Defense game mode, basically there were these Striders that had the Arc Cannon, and they had like basically electric smoke effect without the smoke. So it's just like a big electric field surrounding them, which means you couldn't rodeo them. And once they were doomed, then it went down. So I was thinking there'd be one of those. So of course you had the arc cannon, or whatever it was called, as the primary. The core ability would be that arc field. So when you did it, it'd zap all around you, which would stop pilots being able to jump onto you without dying anyway. And and you could damage nearby Titans if you ran up to them, which would be pretty easy in an Arc Titan. And so, like, tactical, which one's that? Other way around. Sorry, I've got notes and kind of messed up. Anyway, yeah. So its tactical ability would be like an overdrive for the arc cannon, which basically puts its own electricity or whatever into the gun, so it can shoot one really big ass lightning bolt or whatever it's called that it goes like twice the distance and does twice the damage or something. That sort of thing. We've also got the offensive is like an arc coil, so like a bit, imagine Scorch's thing, but instead of fire it's electricity, so it zaps things like that. And I was thinking maybe it'd be less effective it wouldn't do like bullets, but it would be available more often, that sort of thing. But I don't know, it's not really good if you can not deal against things like Legion. And then the ordnance would be discharge, which is a bit like the arc field, but it's like a short thing. It just kind of fizzles the entire frame. So if you've got a pilot on you radioing, that would do that. Or a bit like Ion's just kind of laser. It's just a quick little zap, a little static shock when you shuffle your socks on the carpet. But yeah, whatever. So you kind of get the idea. So we all electrically based. I mean, I know it's kind of using a lot of elements that already exist. So this one doesn't seem as likely, but at the same time, there's no arc cannon in the game as far as I know. Although there's like 2 or 3 like Titans in the single player that aren't in the multiplayer. But whatever. And that's just called Arc or Arc Titan or something. Or like maybe Vandergraaf after the Vandergraaf gen. That's a bit long. Or whatever. The medium Titan is all to do with like magnets. So like its left hand would be north, and then the right hand would be south. Its weapons would be like they have 2 dual SMGs or something. Although they wouldn't be small machines or whatever. No, wouldn't be that substance on Titan, but it's called Ferro after ferrous metals are magnetic. I quite like that name. So like the tactical would be pull to enemies. So if it's a Strider Titan, it'll pull that towards it. But if it's an Ogre Titan, well, you know what I mean, it will pull itself towards it. I think. Its ordnance is pushing away. That also works with. Yeah, so all these two also work with like pilots and grunts and things like that. So you can either pull them or push them if you want. Its defensive is repelled, and it's basically like the like ion shield, but it like reflects it instantly, just like pushes it away, or it'll push it around itself. And then the core ability, it's I wasn't too certain on this, so like it would maybe just pull all enemies towards you, like get them in range of your SMGs or something. Something along those lines. That's really it for Pharaoh. And the last one is Taurus. If you can guess by the name, the heavy class is all about charging. So imagine Reinhardt if he was a giant metal mech, which he's pretty close to anyway. But so his tactical is like a bit like the heavy mechs from Hawken, where he like kind of locks all his joints and stuff, so he's moved slower, but he's like really tanky. He's got like none of his weak spots will show. His defensive would be like a riot shield. It's like really thin vertically, but it's wide, so like teammates can stand next to you and still be behind the shield. Its ordnance is like a boomerang or something. So like you can throw it, and if it misses, it'll come back. So it's got a chance to hit an enemy Titan if it misses. I thought that was kind of fun. And its core ability is lateral thrusters. In the same way North Star can go up, Taurus can just go along really quickly, and it would do like a shit ton of damage if in the same way melee punching hurts a lot. Be the same sort of damage as that. So if you get hit and you get pushed around and stuff, well, North Star would be pretty good against it because you just jump over. And its weapon would be either the quad rocket weapon, which we've already seen, or like a saw blade launcher. I thought it'd be pretty cool. So, and like, yeah, so it's just, well, you understand. They'd be like the size of like the sawmills from the sawmill in TF2, just big fuck off saw blades that you just shoot, and they'd get like stuck in enemy Titans. Of course, it's just like one shot kill on infantry, and if you get stuck in an enemy Titan, the more it moved, the more damage it would flick, like a kind of bleed effect, but only when it moved. And of course, if you then ram it with the core ability, that would move it a lot. So it kind of combines each other into that. So yeah, that were my ideas for just like 3 kind of new Titans. We'll wait and see what happens.